Well, someday I'm going to get to hold my grandchild. That added hope to my life in the darkest times. My daughter didn't know that. I wouldn't share that with my kids. In front of them, I always acted strong. I saved it for myself when I went in the closet and punched the clothes and cried. I didn't want them to know that I was praying to God every night not to be with them. My daughter didn't know that. She still named her Addison Hope. To Addison on her first birthday. Grandkids doing what they do, drive us crazy, scare us, but we still buy them everything. I take a selfie, especially if it's funny, every chance I get. Here I am. I'm actually going to go do some more of that this week. I have to leave tomorrow to LA. And that's what I do, all my oral surgery stuff. I'm getting my blue teeth worked on right here. Anybody have blue teeth? No, blue teeth. One blue that way, one blue that way. Figure that one out. Future look bright. I have 2 pairs of shades. Always remember, never forget the ones we lost. And always remember the ones deployed. During all that stuff, as you see, I had a sense of humor. I had to mess with people. I joked around the hospital all the time. My occupational therapist bugged me to try stand-up comedy. I said, there's no way I get the general public to laugh at me. Like, it's funny because we're all veterans in here. We're all hospital staff. We got any nurses and hospital staff in here tonight? Why are you so like scared? Because you guys have a sick sense of humor too. You have to deal with the jobs we have. First responders, you have to have that sense of humor. And so I never thought it would work in general public. And she kept nagging me, oh my God, you're so funny, crazy, Mr. You gotta try stand-up comedy. That's really how she sounds. So to get her to be quiet, I said, all right, I'm gonna try stand-up comedy. I'm going to LA to see the doctor out there. When I'm there, I'll try a comedy. Pinky swear? I had a pinky swear. Got blown up, 4 tours in war, a man, and I had a pinky swear. But I did it. Got to LA, went to an open mic at the Comedy Store. Go up there, you get 3 minutes, a little light comes on at the end, tells you you're done, or you got a minute left, gives you a little warning. I had 2 minutes of comedy that I was able to write up. So the last minute I didn't know what I was going to do. But luckily in 9th grade I wrote a rap about being constipated. I just shared that. Nobody laughed. The host afterwards said, oh my God, that sounded like a 1980s. I'm like, that's when I wrote it. It's hard to tell how old I am. All my plastic surgery. They do a good job though, right? But the comedy, no one laughed. But one person in the audience, which I found out they're all comics waiting for their turn to go up, comedians don't laugh. They're too busy analyzing the joke. Or how they would say it. And so one of them told me, I like the acid reflux part. I thought, well, the acid reflux part of the joke was just something I added on. The punchline was over here. Why'd they like that part? So I kind of thought about it, and like, okay, that's how you write a joke. I get it. Because the acid reflux part, blah, blah, blah. Acid reflux part is what everybody relates to. And I'll share the joke with you a little bit here, and you'll see why you might not relate to the other part of it. It's still funny, but it's not relating to it. Once you relate to it, it becomes funnier. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go work on this. It was just good therapy for me. It's a good way for me to get it out. Go to open mics. I went back to San Antonio, and I go to open mics 3 times a week. Just practice. Practice my material, write new jokes about being burnt. The first joke I ever wrote, I didn't want to tell them I was a war veteran. I didn't want sympathy. I wanted to make sure I was funny. So I made up that this was a rare birth defect. So that's what I would tell everybody at the beginning. But I just kept practicing. Eventually, hey, we want you to come do this comedy show. We want you to host one. And eventually just build up. Next thing I know, 2 years later, I'm in Vegas doing a show at the Tropicana. I do a documentary called Comedy Warriors about 5 different veterans. So things just started escalating. because I was doing what my signs were showing me. God was putting people in the place in my life, like my occupational therapist, and I'm catching on to that now. I know that. I'm more patient. Okay, so I'm not really more patient, but I try. But like most comics, they come out and they try to pump you up and get you all excited. I don't do that. I usually like to make people feel uncomfortable right away. So if we were at a comedy club, I'd actually just walk out on the stage with a bright light on me. You're not expecting this. You just saw a fat guy do some jokes, a Mexican guy do jokes, making fun of themselves. Now I come out. I grab the microphone, just stare at him. Make him feel uncomfortable. It only takes a few seconds. And whisper into the mic, you should see the other guy. That's right, I'm a burn survivor. Thank you, I've been extinguished for years, thank you. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but burn survivors, we have our own special wave. It's kind of like a Jeep wave. You buy a Jeep, you're in a Jeep wave, right? Your day you get burnt, you're in the burn wave. Unless you get burnt at a luau. I'm retired military. That makes me cheap. Right, guys? We're getting at home base, if they have a free event going on, do not go. It's going to be packed, there's going to be lines, anything free. But no, I'm seriously really cheap. Like, I'm so cheap, I expect a discount on my cremation. No, I love what I get to do, and I get to travel around a lot. As a matter of fact, it was a few years back, I went to Nashville for a fishing tournament. And they invited me out to come bass fishing with the guys, all the wounded vets, and do some comedy and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I'll go, that sounds awesome. Get out and go check in the hotel, and the lady at the front desk says, are you with the Wounded Warriors? No, ma'am. This is actually a rare birth defect. Unfortunately for me, my mother had to work through her pregnancy in the circus as a fire eater. Now she thinks she has the right to complain to me about her acid reflux. You know, as you guys know, I did 4 tours of Iraq. Had a great job, time, loved my job, but I gotta tell you, that last tour was a real blast. That's right, my Humvee got blown up by a roadside bomb. Crazy thing is, it took me 4 tours in IED just to figure out my lucky number was 3. A little slow. I learned something very important that day I want to share with you. I don't want you to make the same mistake I made. And some of you may already done this and know this. You know, last thing I remember was having a cup of coffee and mumbling a prayer off to God. What I learned is, when you're talking to God, do not mumble. He doesn't have time to decipher what you're saying. Speak clearly. He's busy. I don't even know God's a he. I see we say he, but he's pretty organized for a guy, so I don't know. Right, ladies? Now, it's been 11 years. It was April 7th, 2007 when I got hit. They said I had 48 surgeries, skin grafts. Now, if you don't know what skin grafts are, basically they do is they take the good skin, they move it around and place the burnt skin. Like, essentially, they make a skin quilt out of us. Like, for instance, they took my stomach and they put it on top of my head. That's how they ended up saving my skull, is from a tummy tuck. Not a bad deal. I wouldn't suggest going about getting one that way. It was not a bad deal. The only problem is now I got to pick lint out of my ears.